Hey guys, welcome back to Three Pete After Me. We've been away for a little while now, but we've been spending a lot of time talking with players and coaches who are part of the three straight championships between 2021 and 2023. And now, for the first time, we want to take you back to and bring you back to the present with the 2024 River Dogs and a guy who has a great personality. He actually asked me if he could be on the podcast. Started out in Korea and then came to the United States for the purpose of playing baseball. This is where he learned English, and he was really excited to share his story. So today we'll talk to River Dogs first baseman and left fielder Woo Shin. Hey, Woo, what's up today? Thanks for stopping by the Three Pete After Me podcast. How are you so far today?
I'm doing all right. We fall short yesterday, but it's another day.
Yeah, I think that the theme this year has been that you guys are really close. A lot of one-run or two-run games that maybe you're missing one big hit or one big pitch. Do you guys feel like you're really close, though, to starting to win those close games?
Yes, but I think it's just a part of the process. The more tight game we play, we're gonna be taking advantage of the playing tight game at the end of the year in the playoff. Because I think we're going to make it to the playoff again. And then I hope we can play another championship games,
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad thing, right? You know that the teams before you have won 3 in a row. When you're drafted last year and you're in the FCL, are guys watching the other affiliates to see how they do at the end of the season?
Yes, we're trying to catch it up. But that time I was in the rehab group. And also we were doing instructs, so it was hard to see. But I knew that they won or lose.
How has your first couple of weeks been in Charleston? I know we've been on the road for a whole bunch of the time this year, but what have been your early impressions of the city and then the ballpark?
I really like it. The city is really beautiful. I love this fans. I love this crowd. And then I like this community here. And then I love the King Street. There's a lot of nice restaurants over there. And then also I really like this group in this building. My teammates, my staff, and then everybody here.
Would you be okay if the wind decided to blow out one of these days?
Yeah. I will sacrifice everything. Whatever somebody asks me to win the blown out, I will do it.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. And you talked about the fans here in Charleston. I think it took, maybe 1 or 2 games for them to start chanting your name when you came to the plate. And we talked about this a little bit in Augusta, but how cool was that for you coming to a new city where you probably don't know anybody, but they kind of adopted you early on and started chanting your name?
Well, it was awesome. I think it started the game 2 of the season. And then one of my friend, this is my best friend, he texted me after the game. He goes, "Are they booing you?" Because I didn't have any hits in my first or second game. My first and second game, I didn't have any hits. So he goes, "Are they booing you already?" No, so I told him, "No, they're oohing me."
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he accept that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he believed you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fans did that right away, and we didn't even tell them to do it. It was pretty cool, and I would imagine that helps you get comfortable a lot quicker in a new city when the fans are cheering for you that way right away.
Yeah. Even the other team catchers are some of the catchers told me, "Hey, they love you." I'm like, "Yeah, they love me."
Let's go back to last year when you got drafted by the Rays. Did you know when you were at Miami-Dade that the Rays were looking at you? Were you surprised that it was the Rays, or what was your experience with them before the draft?
Well, I wanted to go to the Rays, and then also my dad, because I don't know how, but somehow my dad found out that the Rays development program is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually the first MLB game that I've ever been was the Rays game.
At Tropicana Field?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's kind of a small world thing that you come around and get a chance to play for them. When you join a new organization, you kind of are with your draft class early or the other guys who are down to the complex. Was there somebody with the Rays, whether they're on the River Dogs now or not, that you kind of became friends with really quickly, or a couple of guys that have been close to you since you've been a member of the Rays?
Well, I would say if I have to pick one guy, I would say Adrian Santana, because his older brother, Christian Santana, is my friend from down Miami. So once he drafted on day 1, and then once I got drafted, his brother, I remember his brother texted me, "Please take care of him."
Have you been doing that?
Yeah, I'm trying, yeah. And then him and I'm a roommate when we're on the road, so yeah, I treat him like my younger brother.
Yeah, so you on the road when we're on that 2 week road trip, you got a lot of Adrian Santana then.
Yeah, I enjoy my Adrian Santana time.
Yeah, no, he's been fun to watch. Just 18 years old. Do you remember where you were when you were 18, and do you think you were ready for this level?
No, but when I was 18, I was in Miami by myself.
Yeah.
At that time I didn't speak any English, and then everything was new. I didn't know anybody, so
So you're kind of in a similar situation that way, where when you were 18, you were put in an uncomfortable spot as well.
yes. But it's a tougher challenge for him, baseball wise. But it was tougher challenge for me to like just live a life.
It's like a cultural
Yeah.
shift. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that growing up. Obviously, you're from Korea. What did you know about America before you ever got here? Like, what was the impression when you were back in Korea about what it would be like to live here?
Well, just I watched MLB like lately when I was in high school,
Mhm.
and then I didn't know anything about that. And then once I started watching MLB, I was like, "This is it. Yeah, this is the real baseball. The guys are throwing 100, and then the guys are hitting home run."
You did you grow up watching the KBO then? Was that kind of your first experience of professional baseball?
Yes, but my first impression of baseball was 2008 Olympic
Okay.
because the Korean national team they didn't lose a single game and they won a gold medal. So a lot of kids started playing baseball since that happened.
That makes sense. And they beat some of the big countries around the world that are the traditional baseball powers on the
Yeah.
way to that gold medal.
Mhm.
That's cool. And so that kind of sparked you to try to pursue that as a career in a way. I know you said that you were watching, I think it was one of the U17 or U16 teams where you were on, and you were like, that looks like a level of competition that I want to try and face the Americans someday and figure out if I can fit in.
Yeah, I was a freshman year of the high school, and then there was a U18 I believe that was in Canada. I was in Canada, and then I was watching the game against the USA versus Korea. Um, I don't know who was the starting pitcher, but he was nasty. He was dealing. He was a high school guy, and then in Korea we use kilometers.
Okay.
So on the scoreboard it's saying 95 to 97. I'm like, how fast is that?
Right.
And then it was, damn, that's pretty fast.
That's pretty fast. Yeah. No doubt. So at that point, you decided that I know you said that a lot of your friends were thinking about, that were playing baseball, wanted to play baseball in Korea, but you had goals that were a little bit higher, which was to get here to the United States. And the first step to do that was going to Miami-Dade or finding a college. So what was the experience being from Korea to getting to Miami-Dade?
Well, first of all, I could make the decision because I was brave and then a little bit stupid.
So that allowed you
Yeah.
to decide that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your first welcome to Miami-Dade, or when did you first visit the States? Was it when you showed up on campus, or how did the whole process go to get you there?
Well, it was, the happen started in the airport first because, so remember, I was barely introducing myself in English,
Right.
right? So there's a security asked me some couple questions, not in immigration, the security.
Yeah.
Asked me a couple questions. Where are you going? I told him Miami. And then he asked me something question, but I didn't understand, so I just yes. But the question was like, do you have any explosive stuff in your bag?
So you said yes.
I said yes.
So how did that go?
So my advisor was like, no, no, no.
No, okay, that's good. Good thing he was there.
Yeah, good thing he was there.
So then you ended up in Miami, and you're starting at a very good baseball program. They're known for a lot of really good baseball, both with that university and the teams they're playing. It's a good league. How did you get to know your teammates again, as you were talking about trying to learn English?
Well, the first couple of days I didn't really talk anything, or I didn't really just like start it first. But once I realized that shit, I have to make a move. So I started talking to just like grab random guy on the field, start talking. I have no idea what I'm talking. He have no idea what I'm talking.
Just talking.
Just talking. Yeah, that's how I started learning English, and then I didn't learn English on the table. Like I didn't learn in the classroom. I learned in the baseball field, so I know more like just like slang and then like the baseball words. So like if somebody asks me to like write down the sentence or paragraph, I can't write it.
You're just better
I just
speaking it.
better
You
speaking in
obviously
English.
have picked
Yeah,
it up
listening.
vocally.
Yeah.
Sure. And I know you told me there was a story, and you kind of corrected me on this, that said it was kind of simple once you started learning. You told me it is really hard to learn English, but you just have to want to do it and keep working at it. Was that sort of your experience?
Yeah, because I had to do it. Like I want to talk to my teammates, and then I want to learn, and then I want to get better at baseball. Then I have to speak. Then I have to talk to someone, and then I have to order in the restaurant in English. So like there was some time that like shit, like my English is not getting better right now, but I had to do it.
Right.
So yeah.
How's your Spanish?
Is getting better. It's getting better. Well, but a lot of my Spanish words are not good to say in here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your teammates are teaching you the words that you
Exactly.
probably can't use in public too often. But again, baseball and then those inappropriate words that you have to use every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, even in our team, like some of the guys are not really good at English.
Right?
They speak only Spanish, but we play same sports and
Yep.
we are in the same team. So like even the language we speak are different, but we understand each other.
Absolutely. How is it trying to communicate with your family? The time difference, like what time is it in Korea right now if it's like 10 o'clock in the morning here?
11 p.m.
11 p.m.?
There's a 13 hours ahead, and
Okay.
then sometime 14-hour window, like a summertime
Sure.
or something like that.
So are you able to talk to them regularly? Do you go a while without talking to them, or how do you try to stay in touch with everybody back home?
Well, when I was in school, I could talk to them like more often than right now because I could call them at like 9 p.m. or 8 p.m.
Sure.
here.
Now you have a game at
Yeah.
9 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so it's obviously tougher. Like I talk to them like maybe like once or twice a week.
Have they been to the United States yet since you've started playing?
No, because it's too far. It's way too far.
Too far to travel? Do they watch your games?
Well, probably not because when I'm playing, they have to get up, get ready, and then
Sure.
start their days. So, I don't think I ever asked them.
Yeah. I'm
I
sure
don't
they
think
know they find a way to find out how it's
You think
going
so?
though, for sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Come on, Woo. You know they're paying attention to how you're doing. I thought one thing that I found interesting was when you showed up in the clubhouse wearing an Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey. So can you explain how someone from Korea, you said football, American football, not big there at all, how you go to Miami where there is an NFL team, but then you choose the Jets as your team?
Yes. So I've been watching some football games. I've never been one, but I've been watching some football games, and then one of my really close friend, Matt Fernandez, he's a huge Jets fan. Him, his brother, and his dad they're crazy. They're crazy at Jets. So, like, once he told me, like, once I saw him watching Jets game, I was like, okay, like, I kind of want to follow this team. And then I was watching it, and then I liked Aaron Rodgers because he's old, but I can see him doing his best.
He is old, but he's a Green Bay Packer. That's my team. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's your team, but he's my quarterback.
Yeah, but he's played, 2 minutes for the Jets?
Couple of minutes.
And then he got hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you excited about this next year then?
Yeah, of course.
Actually see him? You got to go to a game. We got to get Woo to an NFL game.
Oh, I wish.
In Miami, right? They go there every year.
Yeah, they go.
Or
but
you want to go to New York. Have you been to New York yet?
I've been in New York for transfer the flight.
Okay. So not really.
Not
You haven't actually seen anything besides the inside of the
No,
airport?
just only JFK.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that everybody in America got introduced to Korean baseball. I talked about this, the KBO during COVID. That was really the only league that was going on, and it was games at midnight, 3 a.m., 5 a.m. here, Eastern time. But what are the differences, would you say, between baseball in Korea and then baseball in America? Is there like a significant difference in how the game's played or the way the game's played?
Yeah, obviously different. It's the same sports, but really different. The baseball in here in the state is we play big ball, right?
Yeah.
Like as what I said, like we throw 100 mph,
Yep. Home
and then we
runs.
hit a homer.
Sure.
But in Korea, it's like kind of a little bit of big ball, a little bit of small ball.
So more bunting in Korea for sure.
More bunting, more like little stuff,
Put the ball in play.
and then bunt defense, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Talking about big ball in America, but I think the River Dogs this year, you guys have hit some home runs, but you guys are electric on the bases. You're, as of May 9th, tied for second in minor league baseball in stolen bases. You have your handful of stolen bases, so does everybody else pretty much. How much easier is it to bat when you know that guys on base are often going to be in scoring position because a walk or a single turns into a guy at second?
It's I would say, damn, I don't know, but I can say the reason why we're playing small ball. I can say the reason why we're stealing a lot of bases and then putting the bunt down, and then get the guy over.
Yeah.
It's because we're not hitting good enough.
Okay.
We're not hitting good amount of. We're not hitting enough doubles and home runs.
So you need to get into scoring position somehow, and that's one way to do it.
We have to do that.
Yeah.
To win the ball game.
Where would you rank yourself in terms of fastest guys on the team? Are you top 5?
Nah.
Top 10?
Yeah. Because it's only like 13 hitters.
So you feel pretty good. Who are you beating then? I know you're going to say, I have an idea of one person you would say.
Who?
Sandoval.
Oh, come on.
You were going to say it.
And I think I can beat Trey too.
You can beat Trey?
I think so.
So Trey's bottom 3, you think?
No.
Are you willing to say that?
Trey's at 8 or 7.
So you're like 6.
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
All right. Who's the fastest guy on the team? Adrian?
Adrian and Barrete.
That's true. He is fast. He told me he wants to steal 50 bases this year. And he might do it.
That's good for him.
Yeah. Have you seen Chandler Simpson run?
Yeah.
How fast are you compared to him?
Crazy. Crazy.
He's fast.
It's not even close.
Yeah. It's he told me he's never lost a race. Have you lost a race before?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but you still keep doing it, right?
But Chandler Simpson, I saw him in the spring training.
Yeah.
And then he hit a ground ball too short.
Mhm.
Just like right at shortstop, not even to the 6th hole.
Yeah.
Ground ball at shortstop. Shortstop made a just like regular play. And then the time when the first baseman catch the ball, he was already taken off his batting glove.
Yeah. It's like you have to see it in person to realize how fast he is.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's fun to watch, that's for sure. We saw him for a good chunk of last year. Is there anybody in spring training or with the River Dogs or anybody you've met with the Rays where you watch them do something, like an example would be Chandler's speed, that you're like, man, that's a pretty impressive tool that they have? Anybody else that you just love the sound of the ball off their bat or the way they pick ground balls or the arm strength?
Dominic Keegan.
With?
He's good at everything.
He's good at everything?
Yeah.
He's a smart guy, too.
Yeah. He's a really good hitter. I play with him in the same team in the spring training, in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He was a catcher, and then I was playing first. He read the game. I mean, he read this game.
Yeah.
And then he know when to throw to first, and then he know the pitch call and everything was really impressive.
How impressive is the River Dogs pitching staff this year? You look at Gary Gill-Hill, what he's doing, Santiago Suarez, who in the game on Wednesday night, gives up 4 runs in the first inning and then kind of gets angry and says they're not scoring anymore. We've seen what TJ Nichols can do. Chandler Murphy is dealing. You see Will Stevens on the mound. Like, how impressive is it to watch those guys from your position, either in left field or first base?
You know, it's really easy to play defense with the good pitchers. They know what to throw. They know where to throw. They don't give up them money walks. And then I feel like I don't think they're trying to punch the guys out every time. Mm-hmm. But when they try to punch the guys out, like men in second and third, no out or 1 out, they can punch the guys out.
No doubt. Yeah. Is there one guy on the pitching staff that you think would be a fun guy to face?
Fun guy to face. I want to face Owen Wild.
You want Owen Wild?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Um, because he told me he want to face me.
He thinks he could strike you out, doesn't he?
Maybe.
And you think you could what? Take him deep?
Not right now, but
Not right now.
once I
Once you're-
start feeling better at the plate,
Yeah?
yeah.
Once you're comfortable, you want to see Owen Wild, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he's off to a good start this year. He's been really solid. What do you think of first base compared to left field? You've kind of split your time evenly between those two positions. Are you more comfortable at one spot and still working on one of them, or do you feel pretty much comfortable at both?
Well, I'm more comfortable at first base. And then I think that's what I've been more focusing on in the early skill camp in January and then the spring training. And then in the outfield especially in the outfield, it takes a lot of reps, like in-game reps. So I would say first base is more comfortable. And then, but I still have the confidence that I can play the first and left field. I can make a out, I can make the play. But if I have to pick one, I would say first base.
So in the outfield being the position that maybe you feel like you could use more reps at and getting more comfortable, how much different is it when you go to each new ballpark for the first time, trying to figure out, what the background looks like, what the warning track feels like, how the ball carries? How important are those early reps when you go to a new stadium?
Um, the the biggest thing I care about is how hard is their warning track
Okay.
because I'm playing left, and then when the righty hitters pull the baseball, which is over my head,
Yeah.
I need to recognize how close I am to the fence, and then the warning track really dictate to make me the decision.
Yeah, whether you're going to keep running or try and play it off of the bounce.
Yeah.
Who had the really hard warning track? Kannapolis, was it? Like the big rocks. Do you like that?
No,
You don't like that.
no, I don't like it.
What is a good warning track?
Well, I don't really care about their how hard is the warning track. I
Yeah.
care about the sound because
Okay.
that's how I recognize
You hear
it.
your feet crunching on gravel instead of running on grass.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But when it's too soft, I don't really hear anything, so I might just run to the fence.
You haven't done that yet.
No,
Have you?
no,
Run
because
into the fence before anywhere?
I think I have one actually. I think I have one in Kannapolis to the left center one. But beside that one, I haven't.
I know that you love being at the ballpark. On the road, you're one of the first guys to the ballpark. You stay there as long as you can.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you just love playing baseball and being around baseball?
That's what I live for. That's what I live for. And then I just don't like being in my room. You
Yeah.
know, I want to do something all the time, but I don't really play video game or anything.
Sure.
So I just like being in the clubhouse, talk to some guys. Sorry. Talk to some guys and then watch the videos and then talk to my hitting coach Brad or like talk to Ronnie, hey, like that jump was great or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to love baseball, right? How cool have you had time to think about like you're playing baseball for a job and how many people want to do that but don't have the chance and that you are getting to do it?
Yeah, that's right. But at the same time, the weight of this game is different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was in college, I loved this sport and then I was just chasing my dream. But right now, it became a job. So there's more pressure in this one. I have to do good at this one. I have to be good at this ball game. You know.
There haven't been a ton of Korean baseball players in Major League Baseball. There's obviously more now. There were some back in the day. But how cool would it be? Have you let yourself think that far ahead if you could be one of those people that, a country can kind of follow and start to support?
Always. But I don't really think that like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be like this in the major league,
Right.
I'm trying to focus on my today. Like right now, probably after this show, I'm gonna start thinking about like how am I gonna face this pitcher today? How am I gonna play today? Like what was I missing yesterday? Or like what adjustment should I make?
Who is your favorite baseball player growing up?
True.
Yeah?
Yeah. He played for the Rangers for like 10 years or something. more than 10 years, and then he hit like 200 something home runs in the major league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What in Korea? Who is the most famous baseball player? Like we talk basketball in the United States. It's Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Who is that kind of person for Korean baseball fans?
I would say Chanho Park.
That's a good one.
He was the first. He was the first Korean major leaguer, and then the time he was doing really good in the show, the Korea was in IMF, so their economy went really bad, and then all the Korean people was watching his game and then get more energy or something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good time. So they needed somebody to
Get
kind of
them
give them
motivation.
something to be excited about in a tough time.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool how baseball can do that, right?
it is.
Like it's a game. Like you said, it's a job for some people, but for people around the country, it's what they do to try to get away from the tough things in their life. So do you ever think about, you look out at the crowd in the Joe, heck, on Tuesday, a night that there aren't too many fans in most of the ballparks around the league. There were almost 5,000 people here. You look around and realize, kids want my autograph, that you're in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, it's really special. It's really special. And then there's not that many minor league affiliate have this amount of fan base. And then even when we went to Kannapolis or Augusta, like they goes, all right, like we got some pretty good amount of fans today. But in our dugout, it's empty.
Yeah.
It is empty here today.
You like playing in front of people?
Oh, yeah.
It provides you a little bit more energy as well. I mean, it helps when they're chanting your name too.
It is. It is. And then it's really special. And then I would say it makes me to more focus on the game, because I wanna play good in front of this amount of crowd. I don't want to show them striking out 3 times.
Yeah. That's part of the pressure that goes with it too, right?
It is.
All right, just a couple of rapid fire questions here before we let you go. What's the one thing you miss most about Korea?
Food.
What food specifically? Like what can you not get here that you miss from your home country?
Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue? You haven't found anything close?
No.
What is your favorite American food?
Chipotle.
Chipotle?
Is that
I
American
think that's
food?
a pretty popular answer. I mean, it's an American version of non-American food, I think.
Okay, then I would say American barbecue.
American barbecue? You're a big barbecue guy?
Yeah.
Who's the funniest guy on the team besides you?
This guy in the team. I would say Peggy.
Peggy? He is pretty funny. He was able to go play in Australia. He's and a guy that you talked about. Some of the guys don't speak English necessarily, but he's almost got that pretty much down. He's almost graduated, and he's a guy that obviously was part of our team last year. So that's a good one. Who's the guy you wouldn't want to meet in a fight on our team? I think I know the answer to this one too.
Wouldn't?
You wouldn't want to fight
Dalton.
Dalton Fowler because of that long reach?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Martinez.
Oh, and
I would not want to fight Raudelis Martinez.
And him too, yeah.
Like if there was a brawl and the dugouts were clearing, I would stay away from him. Is that fair?
Fair.
Okay.
Really fair. More than fair.
But Dalton Fowler,
Dalton Fowler.
it's the quiet guys that you got to be careful about.
Do you think it's quiet?
Well, he is on the pitcher's bus. I don't know. And maybe in the clubhouse. He's got that country drawl.
Yeah.
It's scary a little bit.
Yeah.
Very intimidating.
That's why a lot of Spanish guys talk to him. That's why a lot of Spanish guys like to talk to him, because he talks so slow.
Yeah,
They
can
can hear
they can
every
understand
single
it.
word.
So are those the guys you tried to find too? When you were learning English, find somebody who talks really slow. It's a good idea.
No, because when I was in Miami, there's a lot of Dominicans too.
Right. So
So
they're
th-
speaking Spanish and, yeah.
So they were
English as
learning
well.
too.
Right.
So
Okay. All right. I think that pretty much wraps it up, but I appreciate your time. Again, glad to have you here in Charleston. It's been fun to watch you. It's been fun to watch the fans embrace what you're doing, and really thank you for stopping by, and best of luck the rest of the way.
thank you so much. Thank you for having me today.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. Woo, one of the great personalities on this year's team. We're going to try and do these with current members of the 2024 River Dogs or people around the ballpark who show up as special guests. As the season continues, we'll talk to them during the homestand and release some new episodes on River Dogs Road Trip. So if there's anybody you want to hear from, please let us know. Leave us a comment or a message on Facebook, X, or on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback in that regard. But we'll talk to you again soon. Again, thanks for watching 3Pete After Me.